Yeah, welcome to another episode of Dark Skies Podcast on a beautiful weekend here live in Los Angeles, California. And today we're talking about the Mandela effect, amongst some things that we got coming up later. But the Mandela effect and the world that we live in, the world changes, the climate, people, just, it's easy to understand, why people would be misplaced and it'd be so many people having a hard time adjusting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So thanks for joining us. You found Dark Skies Podcast, like I said, live from Los Angeles, California, with news and information you might be interested in. Thanks for joining us. Make yourselves comfortable. We'll be back in a few seconds. Oh, what a day, what a day. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Because I know one thing, I am definitely having a good weekend. As we get ready for a big week, the end of the month, the beginning of a new month. And everybody's hitting us up, like, wherever y'all been, are y'all going to still be doing shows? Of course we are. But to be honest with you, there's been a lot going on and a lot for me to cover as far as research. Oh my God, it seems like there's never-ending parade of information coming my way, and I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve. So the Mandela effect continues to baffle me. I've been working hard to try to figure this out. I have friends all the way around the world trying to figure this out, from places here in the United States, from coast to coast, everything in between. You have people up north, up in Canada. You got people down in South America. You got people across the pond in the UK, Russia. You got people in Asia. People in China. Everybody's interested in this subject. Australia. So we try to spend as much time as we can on it because it's important to a lot of people to figure out what exactly is going on. So we continue to get glimpses of the old world. When I say the old world, I mean the way things used to be in some people's memories. And as in the world map, right? Places in your city, in your towns, people's personalities. Yeah, that's incredible. People's personalities. You think you might know somebody, and then one day they may act completely different. So this is what we're talking about, trying to get a better understanding of what's going on. So let's get the introductions out the way. I'm your host, L.C. Grace. We got Mike and Ike's in the building. We got Jim. We got Jennifer. We got Becky. We got Charles. We got everybody in here because what happens is we all tend to, feel deeply about this subject. Whenever we do the Mandela effect, there's so many of them. And we often have discussions on, each individual effect. And then, a lot of times, they'll get past us and, make it to the actual show, and we'll, spend time, using the Mandela effect as a major show topic because so much information is constantly coming in. And you can pick your area if you really want to just focus in, right? If you want to just focus in on a map, or you want to focus in on history, right? History, the changes of history. Or maybe you want to focus in on people's attitudes, or maybe our physical changes, or maybe, the fact that some people have died and some people have come back, or maybe the fact that some movies are saying things that sounds a little ominous, but definitely wasn't a part of your memory when you first watched the movie in the past. I mean, there's so many different areas of this topic that, I can really, tackle. I mean, we can talk about space, right? Our location in the Milky Way. There's so many different areas. I mean, it's endless. This topic is one of the things I consider one of the largest events in human history. I feel like this is something that affects all humans on the planet. If you're alive, then I don't understand how this wouldn't affect you. I mean, we have many theories about what happened, what caused it. We have many theories on, the effects, from the Wizard of Oz to the Monopoly Man. We have many different theories, pointing towards tons of evidence, right? That, that there's a major event, occurring right before our eyes. And some of us is, capable of noticing these things. So when there's a slight change in the Ford logo, some of us who's driven Ford, who bought Fords, who have a little bit of knowledge on Ford, notice the change. Now, when you point it out to people, I can understand how everybody don't really see what you see. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One, they just might not be affected by, what's affecting you. I mean, two, they might not give a damn. They may be affected but not even care. Three, they aren't affected but know a little bit about it. But since they're not affected, it's not hitting close to home. They need to have somebody that they know affected. Like mom, you need to come home and mom don't remember you. And they're like, what the hell? What's going on here? Now it's hitting close to home. Or your brother, just stop coming around. Or your sister, who you was close with, your whole life, all of a sudden disappears. And now you have no idea where they at. They're not keeping in contact. You don't know nothing about them. I mean, you never even thought this was possible. But it is. And that's what makes the Mandela effect crazy, because it makes the impossible possible. And I spent a lot of time, explaining the impossible to people. And that's what, makes it a very difficult subject to cover. Even though there's tons of evidence, it's all kinds of eyewitness accounts, there's all kinds of people affected by this. I mean, it's still very little, like pushback as far as like, you get no media help, of course. You get no help, from, our leadership, right? It's basically, you fend for yourself. If you're affected, you just got to find out the effects and then, I guess move on. There's not really much you can do. Some of us make videos and we talk about the effects and the changes. But, I do more than that here. I actually research some of this stuff, but I research all kinds of stuff. Always have. It's just the type of person that I am. But it's crazy when I think about, how deep this goes and how many different areas. I mean, it covers almost every aspect of reality. Almost every aspect of human existence is affected by the Mandela effect, and that's amazing in itself. So I can spend time talking to people. I can tell people, look, this is crazy. Look, this changed. Look, this don't make no sense. Look, does this make sense to you? Look, do you remember this? And I spend, time, right? Time. As if it's not relevant. No, but I spend time. We're not talking minutes. We're not talking hours. Not even days. We're talking years trying to reach people, trying to let people know, hey, there's a major event going on and maybe we should all pay attention because it looks like it's affecting all of us. Or maybe I'm talking too fast, or I'm talking too low, I'm yelling, or I don't know. I did the thing, where we had the music. Come on, y'all, listen to some music and let's talk about some crazy stuff. Sit you down for a minute. But then you get to the point where you say, it should be important. It should be important to more than me. And I believe it is. But people don't understand, the gravity of the situation until they're pulled up off their feet. You never notice gravity until you're knocked off your feet. Until it pulls you to the ground. I always tell people that, just because you didn't know something was there, don't mean it can't hurt you. And they always ask me, what do you mean by that? And I give them an example. I say, there's a cave over there. Just imagine the cave over there. Now, would you go in that cave? I don't know. Probably not, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what's in it. You don't know what's in it. You won't know what's in it until you go in it. He said, yeah, I'm going to go check it out there. And I say, well, once you get in it, a lot of things can happen. But I'm going to give you an example of one thing that could. You go in that cave trying to see what's in there. And you discover what's in there is an angry bear. But not just your average bear. A man-eating, I hate to be disturbed, black bear. Now you're getting mauled in a cave. Should you have went in there or should you have not? Well, you didn't know, so it's really not your fault, right? And that's how most humans walk their life. We don't know. So if a bear, mauls us, we didn't know. But I wonder, where's the street sense in humans? Where's the survival instinct? Where's the need to question? Seems to escape, human DNA. People don't ask questions, they just do. What do you need me to do? Subservient, ready to work. But not ready to work towards a goal or towards itself or for self-interest, but, for another's interest. And that becomes confusing because I'm like, in the end, the number one thing to each person should be their survival, ultimately, right? If the building is burning down, are you saving the products inside? Or are you saving lives? Oh, the products are so valuable. But life has no value. Go in there and burn up. Who cares? Save them products. Or them items. Or them relics. Because that's what we look at as value. An item. Oh, it's so old. It's valuable. Instead of it's so alive. So it's valuable. And I spend so much time trying to reach people and open people's eyes. Just look this way. Look up. Or look around you. Or look at this. Or look at that. Or look at something. You'll be amazed at how much you might learn. Maybe if you just did it for a day. So we left trying to explain something that's so hard to explain. You have to have a little bit of knowledge. You got to know, hey, that the mountains is a little bit farther. They wasn't right up against the city here in Los Angeles. At least I don't remember that. But since nobody else do, so it doesn't matter. Or who can you talk about it to? Or who can you reach? When you tell people that, man, South America look as if, well, it's moved like thousands of miles to the east. People will be like, huh? Come on, man. It's not even possible. Of course, it shouldn't be possible. But what if it happened? What if it is possible? What if, you know, it's not just the words of a crazy person. You know, what if life is like a box of chocolate instead of life was like a box of chocolates? You know, am I the only person to get upset when I see it? Or when I hear it? Or, you know, how about Mr. Rogers when he sing, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood"? What about the rest of the neighborhoods, Mr. Rogers? You know, because my Mr. Rogers used to say, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." Could be any neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Could be my neighborhood. Could be your neighborhood. Could be our neighborhood. Now, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Man, screw your neighborhood. I don't know what y'all going through. But I don't know, man. I'm just pointing out things. But I have so much more to point out. And I can never get it all out in one video. That's why I do so many videos, because I want people to understand that this is not a subject that I can just relay to you in just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, so I just give you bits and pieces as I, you know, come up with notes and ideas and theories, and I revisit and I bring it back to you. You're like, oh man, a scarecrow shouldn't have a gun. What do you think? So we discuss things and we try to understand things better, and we hope to get better comments and better understanding from our community, because y'all hear these things, y'all see these things. What does it mean to you? So we wait for your answers, you know, and as usual, you can leave it in the comment section. And we're going to continue to do what we do, because it's nowhere near done. I mean, we're not even scratching the surface. We're just looking at the hair follicles. You know, it's a lot beneath the skin and not beneath the surface. There's a lot left to learn. I mean, the Mandela-effect is so complicated and confusing. You know, it covers so many areas that I don't think you can just sit down in one sitting and just, you know, educate somebody about it. And then, you know, who's going to want to sit down and hear these things anyway? Most people are not interested. Only ones that are interested are the ones that are truly affected and, you know, maybe want to do something about it if they can. But at the very least, stay educated. Grow. So the choice is yours. You know? We're going to do our part. But for now, Dark Skies, news and information. It's our podcast, live from Los Angeles, California. From the Bay to LA. We'll be back soon. Working hard. Believe me. Thanks for joining us.